Good morning. Welcome to Mayor's Weekly. We're pleased to have you with us this morning. And if I could give today's segment a title, it would be Faces and Voices from City Hall. Joining me today is Emily Riedel, who is the Executive Secretary for the city. And Emily is from Maryland. She holds a degree in English from the University of West Virginia. And Emily, you've been with us how long now?
I started in March of 2020, so just over 2 years.
Just over 2 years, and we tell the story. We were so pleased to be able to hire Emily, and she came to work for us and was able to contribute on day one, and that's kind of a rarity, and it's done a great job for us. But one of the things I've always thought that's important that for people to be able to put a face, a name with people that they talk to in government. And if you call Jasper City Hall, if you call for the mayor's office, if you call for the city clerk, chief financial officer, and you do not connect, in all likelihood you're going to talk to Emily. Is that right, Emily? Do you field other calls outside of that?
I do. A lot of times I'll field calls, obviously, if someone wants to speak with you or make an appointment with you, or Kathy, as you said, but a lot of general inquiries will come to me as well, and I'll forward those to the right department.
Right. And what's so important, and I'm a stickler about this, is Emily was so saying first impression is a lasting impression, and to have a pleasant voice on our end of the conversation, a competent person, it certainly goes a long way in how those people perceive the city of Jasper, and that's important. And Emily does a great job of that. And sometimes people call that are less than happy, and I have to tip my hat to how Emily handles that. She probably does it much better job than I would do, and bringing to me her understanding of what problems people might be facing, or their perception of problems and that sort of thing. But so much more to the job of the executive secretary, and like I said, our voice for the city, and when you call in. But Emily, the first thing we'll talk about is proclamations. I just did one yesterday for the RSVP, and as you turn around to your computer or whatever, those things don't scroll down the wall, do they?
No, but we do quite a few of them. I wouldn't say we have one per month, but I'd say we have one every couple of months.
Well, now, Emily, like I said, those don't scroll down the wall. How do you put those together? I know there's some aids, but I know sometimes you just have to freelance.
Yes, and honestly, I haven't had to freelance yet since I've been here. I do have a few resources I can use. I have a proclamation book that has several different proclamations in them. It's about that thick.
Yeah.
And then there are, for instance, breast cancer awareness. They have that proclamation that you can get online. So I'll just pull that from online and update the dates and so forth. And sometimes the person asking for the proclamation will provide it to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Kathy, a tremendous number of documents that spin out of council meetings, work sessions, or connect to resolutions, minutes, that sort of thing. Talk about that piece of your work, if you don't mind.
Sure. So one of my main responsibilities is to take minutes of the council meeting, and I always sit on to the right of the council up front, and my job is really just to make sure that all of the action that takes place gets recorded, so that if 20 years from now we want to know when the resolution passed to abate a particular property, we would know exactly what date that occurred, who made the motion, who seconded that motion, what the address of the property was, and so forth. So it's really just making sure that the records are accurate and we can rely on those for years to come.
You come to our work session.
I do.
Observe their minutes, that sort of thing. You've played a big role as we've developed our website, and then we have a Facebook page that you look after.
I do.
Some comments.
So the website, we transitioned to a brand new website last year, and our previous website was just a little outdated. It had all the information we wanted to have on it, but we just wanted to give it a fresh look. And I, along with Kathy, we really were there from day one, and I was involved with moving everything over, transferring all the data, and now I'm responsible for any update to the website from any department. So if, for instance, there are bids that need to be advertised, I'll add those to the specific page they need to go on, or employment opportunities, I'll add those. So that is a fairly large part of my job now, and I really do enjoy it. I also do a lot of digital work, artwork, I would say, graphics, for not only the website but all of our social media. So if you see, a picture or a graphic, that's usually generated by me through a free website that we use. And like you said, I do most of the updates for our social media accounts as well.
Emily, we made some changes in how we handle industrial recruitment in the Jasper Industrial Development Board, and we called on you to provide assistance to our economic developer, and based on that person's daily needs of communications and that sort of thing, as well as preparation and for the meetings and being at the meetings, taking minutes and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good slice of work.
It is, and Michael joined the city last year. I think it was July, and you asked if I would be willing to support him as well, and I said absolutely. So yes, basically anything he needs me to help him with, I am tasked to help him with, but he does a lot of his work on his own. And really, most of it is, as you said, preparing for the meetings and taking the minutes and communicating with the board.
Yeah. Well, Emily, and you can confirm this, I remember when I came to office, and it was before your time, our then executive secretary said, "You write your own letters." And I still do that, don't I?
You do, yes.
But let me tell you what it's like when you have an English major and I dictate letters. I think it's kind of like drawing water from a river and putting it through a purification plant. The output is much better than the input. She does a great job for us, and we call on her as we put things together. But having people that can buy into the culture that we want in this city, and Emily has certainly done that, to treat people right and understand people, understanding that we work for the people in the city. They don't work for us, and it just makes a difference. And our city's doing extremely well. We have just finished mid-fiscal year budget reviews. All of our departments are well within budget. Our revenues are up for the first 6 months, up over last year, which was a record of record years. Our expenses are down. Can we hold that? Petroleum prices, as you would expect, hit us very hard when you have a fire department, a police department, a solid waste department, those sort of things. But nothing that we can do about that. But to come to mid-year and see revenues up, expenses down. Certainly that's encouraging. I'm optimistic that the remainder of fiscal year 2022, which will end September 30, will be another good year for this city. Another thing we're working on, work is progressing nicely toward the construction of our rehabbing, whatever term you prefer, for our new city hall. I think the final floor plan was probably decided on earlier in the week, and hopefully we'll see some movement there in the not too distant future. So many good things going on in our city, and that's our mission, and to have team members like Emily to support what we're doing really makes my job easier. But bigger than that, it makes for a better Jasper, and that's what our overall mission is. So we're pleased to have you with us today, and Emily, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Anytime you have questions, please send them our way.